Howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings,
Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings,
boys and girls, and
welcome to this another brand new day. Yes, indeed, another brand new day. And not only that, as I record, it is Christmas Day. Not January, December 25th, 2020. Thumbs up for that. For me, it's just another day. If you're one of those that is celebrating Christmas, since it's a major secular and religious holiday around the world, then hello, thumbs up for that. If you're not, hi. Just like me. I mean, I'm celebrating in my own way, all by my little lonesome. With all of you, thank you so much. That is one thing I do want to say. I've had a lot of people in comments from my last couple of videos that say, we are spending Christmas with you, you're not alone. Thank you all, each and every one of you, for coming along with me on this journey of exploration. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. When I have said before that I am nobody, I am not putting myself down. I am just trying to say that I'm not famous. You know, I'm just one dancing monkey in a gigantic warehouse filled with dancing monkeys, 95% of them having far better production qualities than I do. So when I say I'm nobody, that's just all I mean. I'm just one dancing monkey in a huge warehouse filled with hundreds of thousands of dancing monkeys. In our world, we are all just dancing monkeys. So that's all I mean. I'm just one person when I say I'm nobody. That's all. I have come 1,000%. I've come 1,000%. That doesn't even make sense. I've come 10,000 steps. There we go. From where I was when I was thinking bad things because of my depression and such. I'm not there anymore. So thumbs up on that. Also, as a quick aside, I was watching some video stuff today, and I watch a couple political type things, not a lot. It's like the science debunking and religion channels that I watch. You're kind of preaching to the crowd, and I don't really like just echo bubble reinforcement, so I don't watch a lot of stuff like that. I mean, they serve a purpose, and a lot of people who make these debunking type videos now used to be heavy and duty into this really bad stuff, and it was debunking videos that brought them to a rational state. So they make debunking videos for those people to help bring them up and out into sanity. So there's a good reason that there are these videos. It's just I'm not the target audience. Now, there's a couple of them, as I said. I watch people like there's Xanderhole, who used to go by Pig Puncher. He just streams, so it's kind of hard to watch because long meandering streams. If you're not there, not always so intense to watch. And then there's like Matthew / Thought Slime. My son really likes Thought Slime. And I watch a couple others. There are some that are problematic. I mean, no matter what you may think of the politics, there's the guy Vaush, V-A-U-S-H. He's kind of problematic on his own. But I was watching a video this morning that was about PragerU. Now, PragerU is just an astroturfed, very wealthy man who started up a channel to try and convince others that being a jerk and not caring about other people is actually virtuous and good, and that all the people out there that care about other people in the future are vile and evil. And they don't take on any of the points that their opposition does because they're conservatives, and their points are that none of you matter, give me money. And you can't defend that, so you have to attack on other different ways. He was watching and reacting to one of the latest PragerU videos, and I'm astonished at this one. They said why Robert E. Lee and having Robert Lee statues is a good thing for the United States. And number one is that Robert E. Lee fought hard to make sure that black people stayed slaves. He fought hard against abolitionists. That was their first point, that we should have statues up of this guy, because he fought hard to make sure that slaves would stay slaves because he didn't like black people. And the second reason that we should keep him up is because he was such a good military commander when he fought against the United States as a traitor in the 5-year Confederacy. And number 3 was he hated black people and thought they were better in slavery than living in freedom. Those are the 3 big reasons why we should keep Robert E. Lee statues up in the United States. That's like, holy smokes. I mean, talk about mask off, show who you really are. Good Lord. So, no matter what you may think of Vosh, because this was a Vosh reaction, how can you defend that sort of thing? I mean, of course, if you're fully wrapped up in the echo chamber of, oh, being a traitor to the United States is a good thing, you know, putting my patriotism behind the symbol of something that was against the rest of the United States and got crushed badly for is a good thing. So, yay. Also, real quick, I was watching this other fellow. I watch a lot of really weird, odd, just channels. And there's one that's a commentary channel. I think the fellow's British because he's got an accent and it's odd, but that's okay. But he was talking about, there's another person that made a book of poetry, Gabby Hanna, you know, ex-YouTuber, I guess maybe came back, but he was talking about her book of poetry, and he said that poetry to him is like red wine. It is just thoroughly abhorrent, and why does it exist? And that statement, just, I like the statement. I don't feel that way about poetry. Poetry is not aimed at my target demographic, which is people that don't understand poetry. So, and we don't choose what we like, we don't choose what we dislike, you discover it as you go through life. I've bounced off poetry like a moth bouncing off of a light bulb many times. I don't get it. But I thought that was a funny thing because I understand that other people do. And it's a very potent art form. So thumbs up on that. I just like that whole, it's like red wine. Fully aberrant, and why does it exist? Son of a gun, huh? And then, on a quick science thing, if you were like me and were like 20 years old when the first Star Trek movie came out in 1980 something, Star Trek the motion picture, excuse me, one of the things they had in that movie or the second movie, the first couple were really good. But they had, you know, the character of Scotty picking up a mouse in modern times and talking to the computer, and then gave the world transparent aluminum. Now that seems pretty weird, doesn't it? Transparent aluminum, a metal that you can see through. Guess what they figured out how to make? It's a very strong and light material. It's transparent aluminum. You can see through it like glass. And it's just as strong as aluminum. Now, how easy it to make? No ideas. Will we be using it? Well, probably, if it doesn't shatter, you know, like glass. That's pretty cool. And especially if you can see through it. Thumbs up on that. So, you know, the future is now, which also ties into, there was this one science video, because again, I watch a lot of science stuff, talking about why aren't we transparent? You know, why does not light just pass through us? And some things do, of course. We are to the right forms of light. We can only see in the visible light spectrum. That is a the whole electromagnetic spectrum spreads out like this. The visible light spectrum is like right here. This tiny little sliver that we can see. Very, very tiny, but everything else is still light. It's still photons. It's just different energy. I mean, I've talked before about how ultraviolet, you know, that stuff that burns us, bees can see in ultraviolet, and flowers look just amazing in ultraviolet because they have all these extra patterns like landing strips to show bees where to go to get that pollen. We can't see it. We don't see ultraviolet. Bees do. It's amazing. And then, of course, there's the infrared, the other side, where there's beings that can see that stuff. Why aren't we transparent? Well, we are to everything that's largely not in the visible light spectrum. photons have to be of a particular form of energy to be absorbed by something and bump up an energy level to make... I don't know the science all that well. But light is not strong enough to push photons or electrons up, and so it just gets absorbed. Things like, well, I mean, for solids like us, but things like X-rays and all have enough energy that they just pass through. They don't excite the electrons in any way, and just woof. We are transparent, just not to visible light. So, thumbs up for that. After all, an X-ray is just a picture of somebody shining a light on you, light that you can't see. That's one of the things about cosmic horror. When I say that there's these cosmic horrors and I talk about the 3 zones of the universe, we evolved in our universe with a certain electromagnetic spectrum. So anything outside of that we wouldn't be able to detect. It's like with ultraviolet. We can't see it. It still affects us. We can't see it. We go outside, we burn. We can't see heat, but we cook. We can't see or detect some of this stuff, but it's there. After all, there are some scientists that have died horribly in the past because big blasts of radiation. You can't see it, but it affects you, and you die. So, with the cosmic horrors in these 3 zones that are just more real than the next, and that their electromagnetic... Let me try that in English. Their electromagnetic spectrum is such that the entirety of our spectrum is like the visible light spectrum to their spectrum. And then you go bump up one more level, and it's the same thing. Their electromagnetic spectrum is just like that tiny sliver, but there's so much more. We would die very quickly in the innermost realm because everything is just so much more real. It is giving off so much more. We wouldn't be able to detect it, but it would still affect us like heavy-duty radiation. In the middle zone, we would last a couple years before horrible cancers got us. So jumping on that one real quick, I've mentioned this before, but might as well. Between multiverses is the Ungata, the void. It is such that it is so empty that inside of our universe, if it was limitless and boundless, and there was just one quark inside of it, that would be too claustrophobic. That one quark, which makes it's just a small part of a small atomic particle, which is a small part of an atom, which is a small part of a molecule. One quark inside of an infinitely large universe is too claustrophobic, even for the void. Oh my God, how can you just stand this? We gotta get out. It's too crowded. And then there's the Ungati, where these other people live. Where if we tried to enter their universes, it would burn to ash. We live in the Ungaden, the cold and dark. Most beings of power don't bother come out here, because if they're strong enough, our universes just burn away. They're radiating too much of this other stuff. We can't handle it in our universe. That's why we're the cold and dark. Then, of course, the Ungare, and then the Ungara, where the cosmic horrors can walk on the surface of worlds like we walk on the surface of this one. Thumbs up for that. Yeah, I'm talking about just lots of weird stuff, especially since, really quick, I just wanted to talk about Sid, the human manifestation of the great, who's either high-level Gakiri or low-level Gakiru, and I'll talk about what that means on another day, like hopefully tomorrow. But the human manifestation of Sid, even though it could, make our universe bleed, it's still just Sid right now. And the human manifestation of Sid, he's about 5'6", weighs about 180, 190 pounds, so he's thick, he's stocky, he's got gray hair on his knuckles, he's had his face paint, that was tattooed on back in 1943. Oh, that kind of dates him, doesn't it? Let's see, what's the date now? Subtract it. He had the face paint tattooed back on in 95. Because Sid, when he talks about it, he's always 65 years old. No matter how old, no matter when you ask him 200 years ago, he's just 65. When did he get the face paint tattooed on? Subtract from the current time. Oh, about 40 years back, about 1860. So he's balding, the monk fringe of hair, always got a 5 o'clock gray shadow. Just this stocky little guy, happy clown, who, if he wanted, could burn our universe to ash. It would take time. But in the end, it would still be standing triumphantly among the ashes. And since there are an infinite number of universes, so thumbs up on that. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments to my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm just thanking you for having left a comment. Good, bad, and different. You took the time. You expended the calories. Thank you very much. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker, and even though I count in American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand with my depression, fibro, and more, I'm sometimes lucky I don't forget what my name is. We have PWL, thumbs up and thank you. Ariana Arendt, Bryce Jones, thumbs up and thank you. Ice Damon, greatly appreciated and good to see you. Evan, thumbs up and good to see you. Thank you very much. Confused Owl 29, Merry Christmas. Kevin Chen, thumbs up and thank you. Ravens Watch, thumbs up. Sam, not Sarn. Sam Holland, greatly appreciated. A_bra_ham_, thumbs up. Carrie Christmas indeed. Alfie Dooner, thumbs up. Sebastian Ferris, good to see you. Merry Christmas. Tercio Philo, it's been quite a time. Good to see you. Excuse me. Carl Johnson, Merry Christmas. Colin Reisner, good to see you. Noble Beats, thumbs up. We have Melissa Ramirez, thank you so much. The cat food, also the another box, showed up. I thank you. My kitty cat thanks you. It is greatly appreciated to no end. Thumbs up. We have Namaktomation, thumbs up and thank you. Abraham Lira, greatly appreciated. Astro, thumbs up. There is... I don't know what language it is, but I'm going to just pronounce it as an English phrase. Tuje Josny Lido de Perdele. I am so sorry, but thank you very, very much. Suspiria. Ooh, you ever seen the was it Dario Argento movie? Based on that name, Suspiria? I watched that as a kid. That was amazing. Died in Your Arms Tonight. Thumbs up and thank you. Childish Sardino, thumbs up, and Pain 69_69, thumbs up and thank you all so very much. You get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people. That is appreciated. If you could check out my various links down below. I have Twitter, Facebook, Patreon.com. If you could become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. And if you'd like to help me out without sending money through the patronage, I have a PayPal link down below. That would be very nice. I have like $4 to last me until the 3rd of next month, and it would be nice. But I do understand it's a holiday. If you'd like to help me out without sending money, I have a PayPal link down below with things like cat food, hamster bedding, silly things, not silly things. If you could check it out, that would be very cool. Now, do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot donate, or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart, where I draw interest. So thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence, a definite thumbs up, and of course, if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be very, very cool. A definite thumbs up. Now let's see if I can get this done. The lobster hat wearing duck head of judgment suffers from a surplus of scorn. It is ready, not eager but ready, to cast that scorn upon those it finds disappointing. Its mockery is severe. Do not disappoint the lobster hat wearing duck head of judgment. It suffers from a surplus of scorn. And of course, Black Lives Matter. I don't know why that's controversial, but they do. And justice for everybody. The jackbooted, brown-shirted fascist thugs in police uniforms who keep beating, brutalizing, and murdering American citizens in their homes and on the streets. Good Lord. So, definite thumbs up on all that. Please wear a mask, wash your hands, try not to touch your face. If you have to go out, practice your social distancing, but if you don't have to go out, please stay home. Nobody needs to get sick. It's not the flu. If you don't go in to get help and you've got this, chances of kicking off are 10% or more. Not good. So, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, my friend, and that is a very good thing. Be as safe as you can, practice your self-care, be as creative as you can, and I will see you.